As usual, my days are spent letting out fires. Had to do some parts running this morning. Might have to do some more parts running apparently this afternoon. We'll see how that goes. It's almost lunchtime. Boys apparently gotten a lot of work done while I haven't been here. Great. Welcome to Automotive Adventures with Austin, co-hosted by Bob McVeigh and Eric Weingartner here. Hopefully they're doing a great job so far. I'm excited to see this 427 run. I haven't seen anything about this yet. First time I've ever seen this is what you just saw. So, by the way, thank you very much for all of the viewership so far, on the interest on all this dyno stuff that we're doing up here. I greatly appreciate it. The watch time is awesome. Thank you so much. Also, keep telling Bob that he should make a YouTube channel. Don't tell him, but I already bought him a camera to be able to do this. I picked one up last night. Shh. He'll figure that out in a little bit.
Ready? Yeah. We started out at 38 degrees. Maybe I should have retarded it a little bit, but it's a little safer.
So, are we excited?
Very much so.
Okay, good.
Gonna make 500. I've been excited.
It didn't make bad sounds, I guess, is what we're hoping for. Peak power at 6239. 620 horsepower at 6239 and 584 at 4982. Okay. You got the shot of the dyno graph there.
Yeah, I did. How far did you go? 7?
Yeah.
67 was when it stopped recording, but I think I went through up to 7.
Yeah, because I thought I heard you. I was like, man, he's letting it hang out. We're going to find out today.
So what setup do we have on this thing right now? This is the AFR we started with on the 406?
These are the Pro Max 235s. They're not the same as the ones that were on the 406 to start.
No, the intake.
That's the Trick Flow R that was on the
okay.
ones you had.
All right. So this is the first set of heads?
First set of heads.
Okay. It is you.
If it was, no, close it. If it was me, I would go ahead and take a couple numbers out of the carburetor.
To lean it out?
And just lean it out just a tad. But we can leave it like it is.
EGTs are...
It is me?
11s, low 12s?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to take a couple numbers out of it, see if it'll make more?
Yeah. So what are you changing? So go ask him what he's changing. So if the intake's what he's changing, then when the carburetor comes off, I'll change the numbers.
Right. What are we changing next? As far as this, I think that's it. Just pull the heads.
Oh,
Wait, unless you want to do the cam. Or do you want to wait until we get to the Dragon Slayers? Or these are heads.
No. So is any of your other heads?
The other heads are. almost identical to that. They're just a little smaller, but a different design.
Yeah, but what is any of the other heads fit those rockers?
Yeah, that same rocker setup works on the other ProMax.
No, the 1.5s.
On the 1.5s. Probably his darts, or his Jegs heads. They will probably work on that.
But they won't work on anything else. Any of your stuff.
Most likely.
See, the reason why I was is I didn't care what heads, but I'd like to see the difference between the 5, 1.5, 1.6.
All right, so what's the plan? We're gonna go to lunch?
Yeah, we're going to lunch.
This is a hard work day.
You know, I'm gonna start moving your name into LT.
Yeah, and he also
I know it wasn't your fault.
Listen,
You're chasing parts.
I was
get it.
ready to go. I got a text message. I need these. God.
Well, and that was something we didn't figure out till this morning.
Yeah.
Well, my
People-
problem. This has been my problem. We've got so many projects.
Oh yeah.
That's not finished, and so I don't have a very, I don't write down what I need, and I keep calling people for different stuff, and then I think, well, they got that stuff, like, and evidently they didn't get that stuff, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, and also we're kind of condensing a whole bunch of stuff into 1 week.
well, I know, and I
That
wasn't
motor
ready
wasn't even done until
yesterday.
late last night.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this was, it
Seven.
was straight thrash. Oh, I can't believe we had Bob. It was 7:30 before we walked out of the shop. I couldn't believe it.
No wonder you're tired.
And
Oh my God.
well, yeah, and then my doctor's appointment at 8 a.m. this morning.
Oh. Well, the good news is you're halfway there.
We also
I
have
don't know
spare
about
hands
that.
too.
All we got to do is like 3 more sets of head changes.
Oh yeah, no, it's the hands though.
We'll do that after lunch. We're gonna go eat something. But at least it's running well.
Yeah.
And your 427 is
yeah,
alive.
Yeah, it sounds great. And it made great power on those heads. And that Isky camshaft.
There you go. Celebrate the wins. We're going to lunch. See you in a bit. Well, a big lunch later. Went to BW3's, Buffalo Wild Wings. Time to get back to work. The plan at this point in time is we're going to swap heads. Kind of had a long conversation about this. So this intake and carb are going to stay as they are. We're going to pull these ProMax heads off, and we're going to be swapping over to another set of heads. We're going to put this combination right back together on that new set of heads. And then Eric has a whole ton of stuff as far as intake manifolds and spacers that he's going to test. But I think we're going to hold off on all of those other crazy things until we're doing your Dragon Slayer heads, right?
Yeah, the idea is we'll save the best for last.
Yeah, and then just do a whole bunch of different testing.
Yeah,
on
different intake manifolds. Because really on the heads that are on there, the intakes that would fit it aren't here. The only ones I have that really fit it are for the Dragon Slayers.
that. Okay.
So that's why.
So we're gonna do what, swap a set of heads, do one intake on it,
Yeah.
and pull that off and go to the Dragon Slayers?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So, while they are prepping stuff, Bob's got a project he's working on over there in the corner. Eric is over here working on head stuff. Gavin and I are gonna go ahead and get this thing pulled apart on the dyno so we can get this other set of heads sit on here and moving forward. We're all motivated after a really big lunch. We're gonna get a lot of work done. Yeah, right?
Yep. You know what we're gonna run for spark plugs in that next set of heads?
Mine? Yeah, that mystically found themselves this morning.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
See what happened was.
Yeah, what happened was,
What happened was.
apparently I donated my spark plugs to Bill and the Bob show.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, on lunch we convinced Bob to start his own YouTube channel. So by the time you see this video, his channel will be up and running. I'll tell you about it here by the end of the video. And I think, well, I'll tell you about that in a little bit. I gotta do some work. Yes, I'm using power tools. Gotta go fast. Yeah.
There's a 3/8 impact with the 9/16 on it. Switch sides.
Do the dyno room dance.
We'll dance. More. Alright, let's go right there.
Heads are off. Look
Head
good?
gaskets
Head gasket's coming in. You're good.
So, there we go. Head gasket delivery.
Head gaskets.
Head gaskets, auto press.
Everything look good?
Yep.
No customization of the pistons on this one? These Johnson lifters also?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
See the name?
Johnson. Don't screw around with subpar
Directly
lifters.
from Iski.
Directly from Iski? Now we're not changing camshafts yet, right?
Nope.
Okay, just head gasket. We're gonna change camshafts after this.
I think so.
Okay. Special delivery.
Special delivery.
More on here on this side.
You see anything? Get that out.
Okay.
Let me just make sure.
So I rotate out and put a wheel underneath of it. I was just trying to look at the bottom of them.
What's this?
Yeah, a little.
There's one there too.
Okay. So this is same set of heads, but a different design.
Yes.
Okay. Two masters at work.
I feel honored to be in the same room with this individual.
Me?
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. Thanks, Bob.
The intro?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you were nice to me for the first couple of minutes. I appreciate that.
Well, you know when to.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Whatever. Oh, shit. What's going on?
Hey, you might want to check fuel by the way in that cell.
Yeah, see if we have some up.
Yeah.
Oh, we're low. We are real low. Way low. Heels on. Alright, so only change is just swap the heads. We'll talk about them after we run this. Just got to get some heat in the engine, get the oil up to temperature, and we'll rock and roll, make a pull and see what happens. Hoping to see a bit of a difference here. Don't know, we'll see.
$622.
583.
Yep.
Can you overlay the last two?
Yep. That's the last one.
The one that's flashing keeps coming off and on?
Yes.
So it's down.
That was cleaner on the top end. There.
Torque.
So back it up, do it again.
Well, maybe you should go in there and you know, hold your breath.
That's what we're gonna do.
right.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. You guys have earbuds, by the way, or earplugs? Yeah, good, because that's really loud.
Stand on that side.
Oh, no, here we go.
Check parts
We're gonna put this on you.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
So for science, we're gonna test something. I had a commenter mention that the reason it was down on power is because Austin talks too much, and I'm sucking all of the oxygen out of the dyno cell. So we're gonna test that, and I'm gonna hold my breath on this next run, and we'll see how it does. Science. Fully did. Does my face look red?
It picked up horsepower.
I mean,
I knew what he was talking about.
Pick up horsepower and torque.
One
horsepower, two torques?
Yeah.
So is the science confirmed that the fat bearded guy talking too much affects power?
Well, science says 1 horse, 2 torque.
Technically, it didn't make more power. We also knocked this box off the wall.
Nice. How's that extra horse?
Yeah. I noticed something on that as far as like the emulsification of fuel through the sight glasses. I want to show you guys because I don't know that it's going to fit on that. So I'm going to try this again, and I'm going to once again hold my breath. I swim, so holding my breath for 20 seconds is not a big deal. So
This sucks that he can swim and I'm struggling like a
never underestimate the fat bearded guy. I can snowboard and swim. I can free dive. I can surf.
You can surf?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I can body surf or surfboard surf, however you want to do it. All right, that's what we're going to try to do. So what I'm talking about is, and I'm going to try to show you this. As you're watching it, as it's running through these sight glasses, you're going to see it just go completely white as it's aerating that fuel. Interesting thing. I want to verify that I'm looking at what I think I'm looking at. Not sure that whether that affects anything at all. It's just an interesting scientific thing. And then we're going to pull this thing apart because that's all we were going to test with this was just the one intake and the one head. We'll talk to Eric in a second about what the difference is between this head and the other one. That's almost exactly the same head. This might be a more interesting test. What if I talk the entire time it's running and see if it pulls power away? I'm not going to do that. All right, let's rock and roll. Also, I am a trained professional. Don't try this at home. If you haven't had a dyno cell in your house. Thank you, Mom. Knock the other box off now.
more power, everybody.
Did we gain more power?
Yeah.
So the super secret is to have a fat guy standing around holding his breath, and you'll make more power.
Man, that was screaming up top. It seems like it really comes on at the end.
It does.
624.
Feels like the water pressure gets off of it.
Okay, so is this a function of the ring seating more?
Well, actually,
it could be the oil temp.
Or
Yeah.
oil temp going up?
in all fairness, we had the water at the same level, but the oil was probably 10 or 15 degrees warmer. And this is a thicker oil, so.
So slightly thinner oil gave us
Yeah.
slightly more power?
Yes.
I would think they would be worth a 1 or 2, and that's what
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
noticed.
Okay.
But look where it brings the peak up. 64 to 43 now.
Yeah. Your peak power's 200 RPMs higher than it was here. Well, peak horsepower is. Peak torque is down lower. It's 200 lower.
That is weird, but man, it's sure like as soon as it gets to like 65, that's where it's like, it seems like it's let's go.
Yeah, it does.
Where did you let out of it?
About 60.
6,400, 6,500?
No, I mean, I didn't let out until 67.
Okay, all right.
But when you're letting out of it, and when you're coming off of it, is when he's saying it's like, it wants to feel like it wants to take off. And I've really never experienced that.
Even your AFRs though are pretty. Like your temperatures are.
Oh, yeah.
Your exhaust temps are pretty
Yeah,
low.
yeah. Well, that's what I said back even on the first one.
But we don't want to take any.
Yeah, at the top end. But we were just talking about that. It feels like he lets off and the brake's trying to adjust for that, and it's letting it spool higher.
Yeah.
You know, you notice it.
And we don't-
I'm just listening. It's like,
We don't want to change anything jets wise on this, right? We want to keep an apples to apples comparison.
Yeah,
No,
because
but it's even that. Like we could go in. I'm sorry, I'm talking about.
No.
I guarantee we could go in and change jets, and if we're lucky, we'll gain 2.
yeah,
Fair.
and that's what we done the other day
Right.
when you were.
Right.
We lost 2.
Right.
especially if you
Okay.
have folks off, it's going to change too.
So pull this set apart and
Yeah, we'll put on the darts, and then we'll go to the big dogs at the end.
okay.
Do you want to do a different intake on this?
All right. So this is essentially this similar set to the heads of we just ran, right?
Yes. So I'll tell you all the differences in the heads, and thanks Bob for doing this, because I don't know how easy this is. I don't think people don't understand how hard this is to test things like this. So the 2 sets of cylinder heads, really the whole premise of this is like if we vary something very small, how much difference it makes. So I'm going to tell you, the first set was a 210 valve. This is a 2125 valve. Both have a 50-degree valve job. This one has a smaller exhaust valve at a 1575. The other one had a 1.6. As far as port volumes, this one's a 232 cc's. The other one was 235 cc's. So the size virtually identical. Flow numbers, because I flowed both, they're within 5. Exhaust virtually identical. Same chamber size, and so the biggest difference is the shape. So when I ported this one and had it digitized, I was like, I want to do something different shape-wise than I did for the other one. Thinking the size is the same, flow's the same, virtually the same valve size. The shape should show some difference in power, and we saw next to nothing. Even the torque curve, which I was like, maybe this one I was really hoping for, because it's more universal on the velocity if you were to probe it with a flow probe. And if you're watching this still, I can't believe it because I just.
No, I'm catching.
But it's like it's more uniform, so you would think, man, this is going to make more torque. It's virtually identical. It's as far as a head porter goes, this is very frustrating, but I'm glad I have an answer instead of speculation. Now we put on the JEGS heads that have been CNC ported too by done by me, but they're smaller with a 208 valve. Now they flow 10 CFM less than this. I would think we should see a drop in power and maybe a little bit more torque down low, but this is why we test.
Yeah. Well, and to your last statement there, this is exactly why we test, because these arguments you can argue around in circles about, oh, it's about shape, it's about port size. It's okay. Well, let's legitimately test basically 2 identical machine sets of heads with 2 different shapes.
Yeah. And these are for the record, in case someone's asked, why didn't you try different manifolds? This manifold really is, it's milled, it's a Trickflow R, but it's not one you would get from Summit necessarily. We milled down the side so it would sit down on these heads, because the CNC, when you get it off the CNC machine, this chamber start at 65. When they come off the machine, they're at 70. There's just no other way to get the shape right. And then you mill them back to get this chamber size back to what it was. So they should be 67. So anyway, to get that way, I flat mill, so it sinks it down. So you have to cut the manifold so that the ports line up. There's no port work on this. There's no port match, but that manifold lines up the best with both out of the box. The only modification is milling down. And I have done a back-to-back test on that, so just using the stock one and then milling this one down. And the milling down was worth 15. On the last set of heads, the exact test was done.
That makes sense, because otherwise you're not going to have properly lined up ports.
Yep.
So will this fit on the Jegs? It's that exact same intake, or no?
Yeah, well, we'll just use Bob's. It's the same one because those are milled down too. But the Jegs, just for reference, both the Pro Max and this one, they're both at 1207 tall, but the Jegs head's 1206, so it's a smaller opening.
Okay.
The idea is let's make the port smaller.
Okay. So tear this all back down, swap another set of heads on it, intake manifold, test it, and then big dog time.
Yep, and then a bunch of manifolds, a bunch of spacers.
Yeah.
Bob gets really tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
He's already whooped.
I'm whooped. I'm whooped. I whooped 4 days ago.
Have you mentioned about his channel yet?
Huh. I mentioned earlier that we were talking him into it.
Well, we talked.
So Bob, I would like to welcome you to the Brotherhood of YouTube.
Oh my goodness.
Uncle Bob McVeigh Motorsports is officially alive on YouTube. And it's going to be launched with his 427 and Eric's Big Dog heads and all of the testing you're going to do, which is going to be a bunch of different intake manifolds and spacers.
Yeah.
So, technically speaking, as of right now, Uncle Bob McVeigh Motorsports exists, and you're on YouTube. Congratulations. I know you're excited. He can barely contain his excitement. I'll offload a lot of his stress as far as the work goes. So don't worry about that. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. And it's going to take about a week for him to get larger than me. I'd be willing to bet, but that's okay.
Come on, guys.
You know why it says 2? Because it's going to take him 2 days.
All right, let's tear this thing apart.
Oh.
It is 5:29 p.m. We're going to hustle through this next and run the Jegs heads because we're actually kind of curious what kind of difference we're going to see that has a smaller valve, smaller CC, what it does. Hopefully it loses a lot of power. If it doesn't lose a lot of power.
I actually prefer if it made more power because I'd better sell that head than this one.
Well, we'll see. Stick around. Give me an hour. We'll get this done.
Yeah, an hour.
It's been a long day, Pete. Those water pills. These damn water pills.
As you get older, sometimes you just got to.
Oh, God.
Alright, somebody's got to come out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
Give.
Coming through.
Give.
Everything looks nice and clean. No impacts.
I'm probably going to wipe off on piston window drag search. You going to pull this head gasket off too?
Yep, because I gotta watch that as well.
30 minutes fully torn down. Cleaning, reassembly time. What's that, another half hour?
Yeah, this is about that.
Yeah, about time.
Give or take an hour.
Plus or minus. T-Man over here torquing out head bolts. Rocking and rolling. Head bolts get the rest of the way done. We are swapping to Bob's version of this trick flow because it is not milled, so that's going to be good. That's ready to rock and roll. Just got to put our water neck on there, and it is good. Everything else is cleaned and ready to rock. We just got to get that bit done. It is
6:33.
6:33, so we've only been at this an hour and 10 minutes.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
We could be ready to fire by 7:30.
I bet you the one we did like before lunch was way faster. I bet you we did that all within an hour.
I bet we can fire this thing by 7:30.
There you go.
It does. I think it.
Probably true. All right. So we're about going to call it quits? Yeah?
Yeah, as soon as this is torqued, we're done no matter what.
Torque the heads down. And then these boys will get to it first thing in the morning. Eric's a rise and shine and get to work kind of guy. We'll get to test this thing in the morning with these Jerks heads and see what they make. I'm hoping they make within 5 horsepower of what we just tested. If they make 620, I'm freaking pumped. And maybe more torque. What was our torque number, Gavin?
580.
We were making them like 580.
586? 586? I want to say 620, 590. That's what I want to see out of these Jeg sets. 620 and 590. I think they're going to be spectacular. Especially, we're going to have like King of the Cheap Heads showdown here. And these are going to be fantastic. Take my word for it. Anyways, we're going to go eat something. I will hand the camera off and these boys will join you in the morning when they get ready to rock and roll with this thing. And then I'll get here whenever the heck I get here. Hopefully I don't have to go to Jerks in the morning. I have had to go to Jegs every single day this week. Every single day this week.
All right, and good morning. We're back here at day, it feels like 15 or 20. This has been a remarkable experience being here with Eric. He is holding the camera for this intro, I guess. So we're just trying to make the best out of this new adventure we're doing. So we are now on Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It is Thursday, and so why don't we have Eric tell what we got on here now?
Okay, so these are the dart heads. Well, sorry, the Jegs heads that are CNC ported. They're 227cc ones. These were the same ones that were on the 406 earlier, so we're trying to see what they'll do on the 421. Trick flow R intake, same carburetor we've been running.
Yeah, so it's basically what we were running in the 406. So let's see what it does.
So it looks like we picked up horse and lost a little bit of torque.
I think it gained both because that's 590 torque, 628 horsepower. We only made 625, 586.
Oh.
That was better.
So,
yeah, look at that red line. That's the, isn't that the one we just
Yeah,
did?
just
Yeah, look at that torque.
Yeah.
It's way up.
Picked up, went on a lot longer. Carrying a lot of room.
That's weird though. If you look at that, the blue line's the one before, right?
yeah.
It has more torque at the lower, and that's a bigger head.
So, in all,
Because it's where you're loading it in.
well, so no. So what I did was, it was at like 2,500 RPM the last time. You know, I was experiencing that stuff. So I raised it to 3,000.
Oh.
But it was still, but even very smoother.
That's
Yeah, I mean, this really, it should still be the same.
So like the bigger head had more torque here, which should have been, I would have expected reverse. And I really would have expected reverse there too. So I am happy. It's only too bad Austin isn't here.
To brag about his cylinder head. So my question to you is on these particular heads, these Jegs heads that you ported, that they ran real good, what happens on a little bit smaller cubic inch like a 383?
Well, when I did these heads, I designed them for a 4155 bore since it's going on a 406. So if I was to do it again, I'd just redo the chamber to make it fit a smaller bore and have that part redigitized and leave the port the same. But the interesting part is I did flow it on both a 4030 bore and a 4155. It's really, really close because that's only a 208 valve, so it's not near the cylinder wall. Even on a 4030, it's not as bad. I mean,
Yeah.
So the flow is really close. So I don't know. Like we probably could use this on the 383 exactly as it is. Yes, it'll overhang, but doesn't make that much of a difference. But
Well, we're out here getting ready. We're going to put a 383 together that he's going to build, work on. And
Yeah.
so we're going to need a set of heads for it. So maybe we'll do that and put those on there. And
these are really, of all the heads I sell, it's the cheapest ones that are full ported. So
Yeah.
and clearly they work.
yeah, and clearly they work.
So.
Between the other two set we just had on there and Vince's Z's, all of those were bigger intake valves.
Bigger intake valves, and they flow more on the bench. Like at least 10. 10 CFM better. The exhaust actually flows better on this though. So then it makes me think, I wonder if the exhaust plays more of an influence? Because the exhaust is 10 CFM better on these, but the intake's 10 CFM worse on these. So maybe the exhaust is actually where the power's at and not so much the intake. I don't know.
Well, and I've heard that mentioned before about the exhaust.
It's a nice test. I love doing these. This is very cool. The whole thing is reverse to what I thought would happen, but I'm pleasantly surprised. The Dragon Slayers better beat it. I'm gonna be crushed.
Yeah. I would have traded. Back it up.
Nice.
Okay, so change intake manifolds.
Yeah, we're put on a Victor Jr. It's smaller. Testing everything.
We'll find out. You make a home more confused than
I know.
than you can.
I want to see the comparison. Because it did make more torque, which I kind of thought, but it looked like it made slightly more than the last run. Yeah, look at that bump.
Okay, we're at 6, 7. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute.
You're not gonna do it. We're too old for that, man.
8, 9, 7. I gotta look at my numbers here, folks. So just a second.
It should be 8 and 7. It's one
8 and 7.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. It's weird. Well, when you load in, it looks like it's a lower dip, and then it comes on.
Yeah.
Well, even then, like if you look at, sorry,
No.
Look right in there. That's the Vic Jr. That's down from the trick flow.
This
Then
is
that-
8. This is the last one.
Which one is?
The one that
Yeah, the
I'm
red one.
removing
Yeah.
is the last one.
But see, look, the Vic Jr.'s down here, and that's that RPM there, like 3,700. So I would have thought it'd be reversed, and then this would be reversed. But look, it's actually got more torque over the higher RPMs, and then only right there is the trick flow beating it. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's as It's amazing, actually.
And I just wish it was like 599.6 or 5, so we could round up and say it's 600 foot-pounds of torque.
599.44 is pretty close to 600.
Not bad.
No, not at all.
And that's the highest torque we've had.
Yes.
All right, folks, we're gonna wrap this one up right here. Very impressed with the Jegs heads. Well done. I was not at all, and I could pretty much speak for everybody else here, saying I was not expecting to see those things come out as well as they did, but I'm very, very impressed with that. Everything from here on in is going to be over on Bob's new YouTube channel. It is officially launched and up and ready to rock and roll. It is Uncle Bob McVeigh Motorsports here on YouTube. And they are going to do the Dragon Slayer setup on his 427 that Eric ported, as well as a whole pile of intake manifolds and spacers, and I think even multiple different carburetors. All of that's going to be over on Bob's channel. All of that is going to be fantastically interesting to watch. I'm very excited to see how much power this thing's going to make. It's definitely going to make more power than the 406. The question is going to be how much more power it makes than the 406. It is also a pump gas motor, so we'll see. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you on the next one. Also, don't forget to go check on Bob's new channel, wherever I put that. Thanks. We'll see you. Bye-bye.